Roblox is dying right now. Roblox released some pretty terrible updates and more crazy Roblox news today. So if you're new, please subscribe to help us reach 400,000 subs and let's get right into it. And let's firstly start with the fact that Roblox is dying right now. So over the past few days, and especially this month, I've seen so much people and so much videos being made of people saying that Roblox is dying. And even if you go on Twitter and search up like Roblox dying or Roblox bored, so much people are saying that Roblox feels so boring right now, and it's kind of in like a weird point. And for some reason right now, Roblox reached a state where even if it's doing well in terms of numbers, like if you look at the numbers here, Roblox is still doing very good. Like just yesterday they had 8.5 million concurrent users, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna drop anytime soon. So obviously from that aspect, Roblox is doing very well. Like even a few days ago or like a few weeks ago, they broke their like concurrent record. So the game is not dying anytime soon in terms of players. But with that being said, people are gonna play Roblox no matter what. And right now, people just feel like it's so stale and so dry right now that like nothing's going on. There's no significant news, and even when there is news, it's bad news. No big games are having any exciting updates. There's no fresh games, and the platform is just very stale right now. And everyone just feels kind of bored of Roblox right now, and there's like not much going on. And also with that, right now in Roblox, we're seeing kind of an interesting point where people are actually turning on their favorite games. Like over the past few days, we've seen so much games being involved in drama right now, and the community is like boycotting them. It's pretty crazy to see. Like Bloxburg had a lot of drama of people begging them to make the game free again because they promised they're going to make the game free, but it never happened. And then Royale has also been facing a lot of backlash recently of people telling them to change the game and stuff like that, and they have to write like a whole apology, and people still don't like them. And it's pretty crazy right now because people think Roblox is boring, number one. Roblox feels very stale. No big games are updating. There's no news. And then all the big games are having their communities turn on them right now because everyone's just angry, you know, begging them to add content and do something with the game. And we've kind of reached this really interesting point where there's like nothing going on. Like I said, people are literally begging games and canceling games, telling them to add content because it's so boring and stale right now. And in general, I agree with this. Like at the start of the year, the game felt still kind of fresh and is doing very well. But now the game just feels super stale and there's like nothing going on. Like I said, there's not even much news going on. And when there is news, it's just bad news. And with it all being said, Roblox reached a point where it's just super stale right now and super boring. Like I mentioned though, the game obviously numbers wise is doing very well. Like Roblox is not going to die anytime soon. A lot of people just hate the game right now. And also with that being said, with all the drama surrounding games, people are quitting playing those games as well. Like if you guys search up quitting Royale High right now with all the drama, so much popular people are saying that they're going to quit Royale High because of all the drama going on. It's pretty crazy. And right now it feels like everyone's just turning on Roblox and their favorite games, and the platform's kind of dying in terms of the player base and its fans. But with it all being said, let's get into our next story of a pretty good Roblox update coming soon for once. And this is honestly the only good thing they've done in this past like few weeks. RTC News tweeted out here saying, in response to the Digital Service Act, Roblox has just implemented significant changes. The DSA regulates all the service providers in the EU, such as Roblox, to establish new rules to combat harmful content while giving EU users new rights. So yeah, Roblox released some pretty big changes for European users. Starting with this, one of the biggest problems with Roblox bans and terminations is that you don't really know why you got banned. Like they do tell you, and they do tell you like what the reason is, but sometimes it's kind of hard to understand and it just seems kind of stupid. But for European users, they're actually going to be changing that. RTC followed up by saying, rules will provide users in the EU with further moderation transparency, and whether any decision was manual or automated, all action taken against EU users will be publicly reported to the EU Commission's transparency database, which is pretty insane. And it seems like Roblox, they literally have to have good moderation now and be completely honest, or else they can actually get into severe trouble. And then also on top of all that, there's even more. They followed up saying that they're gonna have a full-on appeal system, and they have up to 6 months to appeal properly, which is very good because we've seen people get banned time and time again for the dumbest reasons. And when they contact Roblox support, it's like a big mess and it doesn't really work. But now that there's like a dedicated like appeal process, that's very good. And in general, they added a bunch more stuff to make sure that they're compiling with like the rules and stuff. Like for example, if you guys remember a few weeks ago, they announced that for EU users once again, they're gonna have a illegal content report form so they can report illegal content. And in general, this is very good. But obviously the worst part about all this is that it's only for the EU. Like stuff like this on Roblox, we need just across the entire platform. And it's kind of unfortunate that Roblox did this just to kind of comply to the laws, and they don't actually care. It seems like they only had to do this to comply to the laws. But with that being said, if Roblox actually adds this to the entire platform, I feel like this would fix a lot of things on the platform, especially the like reporting features and stuff. And in general, it should make the platform better because for some reason, I feel like in the past month we've seen a rise in like illegal content. And obviously this will help, but it'll help more if everyone on the platform can report it. So hopefully they bring that across Roblox soon, but in general, very good and a very good start. But with that being said, let's get into some more bad news. Of that being, over the past few days and going forward actually, Rolls has started raising a bunch of accessories and the floor price for every accessory. So over the past few months and past few weeks, Rolls has announced they're going to be doing this, and we know that going forward they're actually going to be updating almost every accessory now to have a higher floor price. And in the future now, we know that items are going to become more expensive and potentially cheaper, but more so more expensive. And they've already started. Recently they started changing a lot of accessories, so hats, hairs, face accessories, to now we have a minimum of 50 Robux, or sometimes a higher minimum. And Rolls started updating their own items, which is pretty unfortunate. And not only were they updating accessories, but they also did all the emotes to make them 50 Robux. Now, to be fair, with a lot of these, with the emotes and stuff, they did actually say that the free emotes and stuff can stay free, which is very good. Because if you guys remember, a while ago, they changed packages to no longer be free, and they have to be like 175 Robux or something like that. And that was pretty unfortunate. But the fact that they're keeping the free items is very good. But also, on the other hand, like, they're making items so much more expensive, which is unfortunate. Like, I saw a lot of people being angry at the Shaggies, for example, because these used to be super cheap, and they were kind of iconic for being that cheap. And now they're really expensive. Like, I even remember buying the items back in the day because they used to be so cheap. But now they're expensive, and in general, a lot of iconic and cheap Rolls items are no longer cheap. And they have a floor price of like 50 Robux or sometimes higher. And it's very unfortunate. Going forward in the future, they're going to keep continuing making everything more expensive. But anyways, with that being said, let's get our next story of another interesting Rolls update. If you guys remember, like a month ago now, or maybe less, Rolls announced some new rules. And when they announced these new rules, they weren't out just yet. They actually just kind of announced them to tell everyone that they're going to be updating them soon. And recently, they have actually updated them. As you guys probably noticed, if you're logged into Roblox now, they pop up a user agreement, which you have to agree to, which is kind of crazy. But those are the new rules. And in it are actually some pretty important and pretty major stuff. With the biggest one being this, RTC followed up saying, one of the most notable changes is that any game with a large community that actively violates the terms of services can be taken down if the developer refuses to take action. Concerns arise about how this may affect controversial games like Roblox in High School and Meep City. So yeah, if you guys aren't aware, games like Roblox in High School, Meep City, and a bunch of other games foster really weird communities that do a lot of inappropriate stuff. And Meep City has faced a lot of backlash for this. If you guys remember, the party feature used to be so horrible that they actually had to remove it. But with that being said, the fact that it's actually a rule now, a lot of people are saying that popular games might end up actually getting deleted or moderated. But in general, it could help fix a lot of stuff on the platform. Because right now, as I mentioned previously, in the past few weeks and months, there's been a big rise in illegal content and suspicious games popping up that Rolls doesn't even moderate. And a lot of times those games seem harmless at like face value, but obviously what's going on with them and what the players are doing in them is very bad. And now that it's an official rule, a lot of people are hoping that for once Rolls starts cracking down on these games. And hopefully going forward in the future, Rolls actually properly enforces these, and we could see some pretty big games get deleted. But obviously with that being said, a lot of people are also kind of concerned because we kind of have to wait and see how Rolls does this. And we kind of have to see if Roblox actually follows their own rules, because they obviously say a lot of stuff and they obviously say they do a lot of stuff, but then they don't actually follow up on it. So I guess we have to kind of wait and see. And with that, let's get into our last story, which is pretty quick. I just want to cover it because I thought it was pretty funny. But for some reason, as I'm sure you guys are aware, the Rolls CAPTCHA is known for just being horrible. And recently I've seen some people saying that they've been getting some more horrible CAPTCHAs, like this one right here, where you have to match a bird's eye view on the left to a 3D model on the right, and it's just annoying for a lot of people. And not only that, but you have to do it like 6 times or like 9 times. And then I've also seen some people saying that they're getting like so much annoying CAPTCHAs that they can't even get into their account. Like someone responded to this tweet saying that they can't do a CAPTCHA and their account's like locked out. And it's another crazy CAPTCHA where you have to match the symbols on the left to the stuff on the right, which isn't the hardest, but you kind of see that Rolls CAPTCHAs right now are getting even worse, and it's just super annoying right now. Because like I said, on top of all this, even if you figure it out, you have to do it like 9 times sometimes. It's pretty crazy and annoying. And with that being said, if you enjoyed, check this video to find out how Rolls actually got hacked before, and I'll see you in the next one.